Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom, and we are not going to have, at the moment, a weekly playthrough set this week. Instead, we had another D&D podcast, which I really enjoyed, except for this time, instead of DMs, it was players. So it was Atlas6570, my wife, Lady Bricker, Morticia Noir, and the Sharky Queen herself, Akio Ari. So, we talked just like we did with the DMs and had a lot of fun with it. So, I hope you enjoy the videos, and I will see you next time. Speaking of, I know obviously this isn't something yet that Atlas can respond to, but how many of you, just out of curiosity, is in the Death Club? Just Lady B. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, huh. All right, Atlas, then you're up. What has been the easiest way to memorize your character abilities, spells, etc.?
I ask soap.
That's fair. Can confirm.
Because right now, legitimately, though, I only have lay on hands, and I already kind of knew what it did. So right now, my character doesn't have enough abilities to really learn. But I've always been kind of a learn as you go type of feller. So it's basically whenever I start getting more abilities and actually be able to use them, I'll probably be utilizing Google, and I definitely will not be writing them down because I'm way too lazy for that. So good for you, Tish. You're
Copy
very
and paste kind of
much.
person.
You're much more driven than I am.
I feel like you have great handwriting, Tishy. I've never seen it, but I feel like you would have to have great handwriting.
It's the handwriting of a 3-year-old.
Hey, I take offense to that. I have the handwriting of a 3-year-old.
Oh, you want to compare?
Nifero has the handwriting of a 1-year-old. You at least have to be 4.
No, it could be twinsies on that too.
Oh,
It's
okay. What about you, Lady B? What's been the easiest way for you to memorize your stuff aside from playing every other week for 2.5 years?
Easiest way to memorize spells or spell cards in a binder.
Yes. For those that do not know or haven't played enough D&D to know this, you can go to any of your local game shops, assuming that you have one, and if you don't, I'm so sorry. But they have these wonderful spell cards that start with cantrips and go all the way to your level 9 spells, and you can get each one. It tells you everything that you need to know.
You are not seriously considering and asking me to go and actually physically interact with human beings right now, Bricker? How dare you?
Okay,
Dare.
fine. Don't
We
support...
sell them online.
Yeah, don't
worry.
support your local game store. Support Bezos and get them from Amazon, pleb.
It's too peoply outside.
So, here's the thing. I get that. And I am the same way. I'm just like, I don't want to support Jeff Bezos. And then I end up, I'm like, oh, that's on Amazon. If it could get to me tomorrow, I don't have to put on pants. Baller.
No pants, gang.
Don't give me that. You wouldn't wear pants anyway.
Listen, I have not been arrested for nudity, and I don't plan to start now.
You said arrested for nudity.
Listen,
so...
I know what I said.
So you just haven't been caught, is what you're saying.
Listen, I get that 20 on sneak, and I'm in and out real quick. Right, God, we are just killing these questions right now. Okay. What type of advice and for me it's the spell cards, just to kind of throw that out there. Spell cards are amazing. Because as Tish said, Mimi small brain, I can't memorize details for shit. All of my monsters, everything that I throw at characters, it is all written down. And again, bad handwriting is bad. So spell cards. What type of advice would you all offer to somebody that's never played the game before?
Do it.
Just, that's it? Just go up to him, Kermit meme, do it.
No,
Do
it. I would say play it, try it out, see if you like it, but also it's a game, remember that at the end of the day. all right? You know, it's the point of it is to have fun.
Yeah, and
Try to keep that in mind.
I will
There's no
say,
winning.
yeah, one, there's no winning, and also D&D isn't for everybody, and I totally get that. Like, it does take a lot of time to sit down every other week or every week, depending on how often you play. But for us, we play every Sunday at Ari pending, or not pending, but not involved in this particular campaign. But we all start at what, 7? And I think one time we went till midnight, which, by the way, if we ever go till midnight again, I'm gonna pout. I may not have a job right now, but I will pout. Um, but yeah, it's a big time investment.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
What about the rest of you? What type of advice would you give newbies?
Well, I am a newbie, so I would just kind of piggyback on Tishy a little bit and just say, just have fun. It's a game that really allows your creativity to run wild, and don't be afraid to just kind of, I mean, not necessarily have to get into character, but really just kind of, let yourself be absorbed into the story and what's going on. It's a really nice thing that I haven't experienced just playing general video games. You get to create this whole other life and watch it grow and have like minded people surrounding you and helping you through every step of the way. So it's just a nice, fun, supportive environment. So really, I would just say don't be as worried about it as I was when I started. Just do a little bit of light reading beforehand and attempt to make some sort of backstory, and you'll be fine.
I still cannot believe that your session 0 was something that was streamed.
Yep, it was very nerve
I
wracking.
was
I
gonna
just
say,
kind
that
of
sounds awful, but also chaotic as hell.
well, I am definitely the kind of person that I tend to work better if you just fly birdie fly. So it worked out just fine, but yeah, really
You
great
don't want
experience.
that
Just have
push
fun.
from the nest, you want thrown from the nest.
Right? Yeet into the off the cliff.
Sink or swim, bitch!
Exactly.
Also, the best part about this thing has just been watching Atlas's facial expressions whenever I say something.
I'm listening, I promise.
No, I could tell by the facial expressions. What about you? Since you're fairly new, what type of advice would you offer somebody in your position that hasn't played before?
Probably honestly just echoing what everybody else has said. Don't be afraid to jump in. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask Soap. I freaking asked him once a day for like every day leading up to it. Like, yo, is this cool? Is this cool? Could you read my backstory? Make sure it's not too much. Just pointing out that he did not say it was too much. So we're good there. And just don't be afraid to ask questions, because you're gonna bumble a lot. Like, even during the session, I've asked stupid questions while they're the answer was sitting right there in front of me. But I'm the least nerdiest person here. I ain't afraid to ask you guys a question.
Listen, I've been playing for a long time and I still ask questions. Now,
Same.
sometimes, admittedly, that's what will the DM let me get away with this time?
That's been my hardest part so far, is I'm starting to learn to think a little bit outside the box. Kind of like buying a dog was a little bit outside the box, which I am broke now. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I love
But
you.
I have 5 silver to my name, sir.
well, that's your own fault. I don't know why you were so obsessed with my bag. I told you it was nothing to worry about. My bag of holding, I should
Listen,
stress.
well, no, it's not just the bag, it's the principle of the matter.
There's no principle in there either.
I learned my
Sure.
lesson. I'm not jumping in that bag again.
Yeah, you
Well-
almost got Hoover maneuvered into that bag.
You didn't try to jump in, to be fair. Somebody forcibly made you jump in. Something. His name is Slimy. I mean,
Ooh,
what?
We have information now.
Oh, write that
have
down. Write
names.
that down.
No, I
Dun,
can't.
dun,
I can't
dun.
write things down. We've talked about this. What about you, Lady B? I know that you've kind of been agreeing with people.
Yeah, so yes, first and foremost, have fun with it. It's a game. There's no winning in D&D. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and do not be afraid to ask the same question multiple times. I am that person.
And confirm.
There's no such thing as a stupid question. things we can easily forget, even if it's just like a really simple thing. Your DM there is there for you as well as your fellow teammates. So just
Okay.
stuff.
No, I like it. I like the advice. Just out of curiosity, because we've all had some moments. Also, one of our comments says there's no winning in D&D sounds like something a loser would say, and can confirm. But no, I will piggyback off that. As a DM, the people that try to win D&D are some of the worst people to try to play with. I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but please just sit back and enjoy the ride. That's all I ask.
Buckle your seatbelts.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. You got airbags. It's fine. What, just out of curiosity, because I know that we've all done it. I know that we've, all been there before where we see something either really dumb or really incredible happen at the table. What is something that you have done that is dumb that actually worked out, or something that is dumb that hasn't worked out in your favor?
I bought a dog. I bought a dog.
No comment.
Oh.
Listen, that
I mean,
we were told that dog was a little bitey, and you went, "It'll be fine. I think it'll be fine." And then it ate my glove.
she wanted that dog, so she got that dog. But hey, I guess it worked out because, Atlas bought me the dog again. So, yay.
Yeah, is that your dumb moment?
No comment.
How about you, Lady V? What is something dumb that you've seen done that worked, or something that was dumb that didn't work?
The only thing I can think of is the time that Ranifero's character Timult played dead on a beach.
He didn't play dead, though.
Yeah.
He got bitch smacked by a kraken and flung into the ground. There was no playing. He was unconscious.
But as for characters I've played, I don't know. I feel like a lot of shit I do is dumb.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to comment. I have to sleep in the same bed tonight. I think...
Go ahead and say it.
That feels like a comment, though,
Yeah,
to me.
no, it's fine. I think the
Ricker, I got a
dumbest...
couch.
It's fine. I think the dumbest thing that I may have done, and I would do it again, by the way, and I'm glad that Ranifero mentioned it in chat, because that's exactly where my mind went. I introduced the deck of many things into the campaign, and I was like, you know what? This won't end poorly. Surely everything will end up fine. And then he ended up banishing the cleric to basically the Shadow Realm, and everybody had to go rescue her. And then the second cleric got created.
Well, keep in mind, that cleric was drunk and did not like the deck of many things, and she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna pull a card. Boop.
I was about to say, she still technically did it of her own free will, as inebriated as she may have been. She still said, I'ma do it, and pulled a deck, or pulled a card from it. What about you, Ari? What has been the dumbest thing that you've done, or dumbest thing that you've seen work?
The answer is the same for me.
Was it the deck of many things?
No, the tackling. Dumb and didn't work, and dumb and it did work.
So, can you elaborate a little bit? Because you have my curiosity. Was it like a nat 1, nat 20 kind of thing?
I honestly, I don't remember. I just know I succeeded. I don't remember the actual roll. In hindsight, I wish I would have. But, yeah, the first time, no. I kind of I believe I jumped for the tackle and I just fell on the floor. Like, I didn't even touch him. I landed at his feet.
No.
But then the second time, it actually worked, and I kind of knocked the breath out of him. Didn't kill him, but, did what I wanted it to do.
I cannot get over the fact that you took this little nimbly wizard that is supposed to be a spellcaster and in the back, and you're like, you know what? He could play football if he wants.
Everyone else was doing it. She just she just wanted to be a part of the adventure.
Peer pressured into tackling.
Yes.
Sometimes it works in favor.
I
Yep.
mean, listen, she said that there's a 50% success rate.
Yep, pretty much.
Ronifero wants to know from you guys, how do you stop yourself from wanting to play a new character every single session? Because I get that. I've been playing the same character for over a year, and I have thought multiple times, well, what if he dies? Then I could do this.
Well, I mean, I've only had 3 sessions with my character, but if I'm being completely honest, I get very attached to my characters. There's a reason why I still play my paladin on World of Warcraft that I've had since 2005, 6. And I've had probably 2 years worth of actual game time playing. So to answer his question as succinctly as possible, I don't.
So, just out of curiosity, is that like all video games, or is it more of an RPG kind of thing? Because, like in Fallout, for example, you can make a new character in 5 minutes, but do you get attached to them as well?
Nope. I mean, yes, I do. I should say.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
rephrase that. I do get attached to them. I told you, I'm a very lazy person. There is a reason why I don't want to sit there and create another character, go through everything, and I'm also an achievement whore too. And once I get something, I don't have to do all the work to actually start doing it all over again. So if I have a level, I don't want to start over again. I'm lazy.
I used to be an achievement whore until the incident happened. Um, this is not D&D related, but I was playing through Kingdom Hearts, and I was very, very close to 100%ing the game as a whole. All I had left to do was to fight Sephiroth and a couple, like, random little achievements here and there. I started a new game to get the, beat the game in under 10-hour achievement, and I accidentally saved over my file of 99.9% completion. I
Oh.
turned off the
I
PlayStation.
remember that day.
Yep, I turned off the PlayStation, I went upstairs, and I just laid in bed for a little while.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear a fun story then, real quick?
Of course, that's what this is for.
So, Casey, or my wife, and I were
My
together.
wife.
Yeah, my wife. One of my wives, my most important wife. No offense.
None taken.
We had just started dating, probably for about a year and a half at that point in time. And there was a new game coming out while I was working, Shadow of War, if anybody knows what that game is. It's the Lord of the Rings game. It's super awesome. I highly recommend it.
Yes. It's amazing.
Seriously, it's a very, very good game. I don't even like Lord of the Rings that much. I don't like Harry Potter either, but that's beside the point.
Yes.
Wait, you don't like Harry Potter?
I think I tried reading it when I was like 24, and it's written for teenagers and 5-year-olds,
Okay,
so I
yeah,
couldn't get into
that's
it
fair.
because I'm old. I am old. But anyway, so I asked my wife to download the game for me, and she's like, it doesn't say you have enough room. I'm like, okay, cool. Go ahead and remove this game from the PlayStation because we could just download it later. I only do digital downloads. She says there's still not enough room. That's kind of weird. Let me go ahead and download or get rid of this one. Okay, still not working. Probably did 5 games. I'm like, there is no way this game is so large that this isn't big enough to still download.
Oh,
She was deleting my save files for all my games.
oh no!
Oh, good, and she's right here too, so she can hear me telling the story. So yeah, luckily it wasn't in the middle of any games. She also deleted one of her save. I think actually, ironically, Kingdom Hearts was one of her save files too. But
So
but
she
yeah,
got punished
that was.
too.
Oh yeah, but not nearly as much as
Well,
me. I think she
yeah.
deleted my Final Fantasy 15 file, and I couldn't care less about that because that game's terrible.
I remember, and this, again, a moment that Kingdom Hearts hurt me, but in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a cavern of memories that you can go through, and there's just this enemy gauntlet of just awfulness that you have to try and get through, and it took me hours to get good enough to get through it. I was at the final enemy. We had a plumber over, and he cut the power. And I'm just staring at this blank screen, sobbing, wondering what I could have done to fix it. Nothing was the answer.
I haven't been that unlucky, but I had kind of the opposite thing happen to me when I first got Breath of the Wild. I just started playing it. I went to work. Bobby was at home.
Damn it, Bobby.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you can run around on there if you want to. He unlocked all the towers. All of them.
How?
All of them while I was at work.
How?
I don't know, but I was not happy.
I played for 4 hours.
I would be so
He's
pissed.
laughing. I was mad.
I played for 4 hours and found 2.
I don't know. Maybe he consulted the Googles, but I will never forget when I came home. I'm like, that's the whole fun part is wandering and finding things. Like, do you even Zelda, man? Like,
Well, my wife decided we were going through in Breath of the Wild and deciding whether or not it was going to be worth it to do all the shrines or not. I was like, okay, I don't really want to know if it's worth it or not, but you tell me, because I don't want to know what you get for it. And she said, and I was like, why don't you look it up and tell me if it's worth it or not? She looked it up. She said, I think it's totally worth it. You should absolutely do this. I said, cool, let me go ahead and do that. Got through. I'm not going to spoil what you get, but I can
Appreciate
promise
you.
you after about 40 hours into doing this crap, it was not worth it one bit.
Spoiler alert, my god.
I'm still mad. I still hold that against her.
No, that's fair. Just out of curiosity, because Ronifero wants to know, how do you, Sir Baby Ankles, play D&D? Because he's saying it's Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings mixed together.
Okay, motherfucker. Let's listen here right now.
Ooh.
We got
Dungeons and
badasses
Dragons
here.
came around way. Honestly, all that stuff, mostly actually even Dungeons and Dragons actually got all their stuff from Lord of the Rings, so I'll give you that. But Harry Potter is just a ripoff of Dungeons and Dragons. Also, J.K. Rowling's a terrible person.
I mean, yes.
I second that.
Yes, thirded.
Sorry for being so harsh. I love you guys.
Candy
Okay.
Hop, what you missed is Atlas here popping off because I asked him a simple question. it may have...
No, Ronifero
Oh, well,
asked me a
that's
simple
fair.
question.
That's fair.
And he sucks, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, and I haven't seen it, but apparently Strixhaven is an entire, like, Harry Potter ripoff. I've never played it. I don't, or even researched it. I don't know if any of you guys possibly have, but apparently it's a Magic the Gathering thing that ripped off Harry Potter. I don't know. I'm just reading the chat.
I have never heard of that.
Yep, neither of... Well, I've heard of it, never played. And make sure, if you haven't yet, follow me on www.twitch.tv/brickerboom. Love you guys. Sink or swim, bitch!